All right, so on this recording, we're going to work on getting this ready for 3D printing. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and create another cube. And this one we're gonna do 7.5 by 7.5. All right, and we've got our depth as 0.5, which is great. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and slide this into the exact position here. Doesn't have to be perfect. You guys will have better eyes. There probably is a better way to align that perfectly, but that's fine for me for now. All right, so weird how you have to hit the space bar now. All right, so we're gonna pull this back, and we definitely want our 3D printing to kind of capture that. And we're gonna make it thin because I don't want to spend, 18 hours printing out this little small thing. We just want it to go really quickly. Okay, maybe I gotta make that a little bit fatter. All right, so we want to pull this out so it's flat on the back, sits on the platform for the 3D printing. So this is our first 3D printing form that we're going to do. And we can probably go ahead and save this as one object. So I'm going to go ahead and shift select everything. And I have no idea. We should be saving this just in case it crashes. Now that I'm doing it, it will probably crash. So I'll save it later, but you guys know how to save file. Let's go ahead and do it. Save scene as. And let's go here, desktop. And we got a laser. And then let's call it template. And then scale. So we know what the heck we're talking about. We'll look at this later. All right, so we've got everything selected. We're going to go to mesh, and we're going to hit combine. So this is all together. Now we could probably bring this in and combine that and triangulate it, but let's see what happens. This is kind of an experiment for me. So we're going to hit experiment selection, and there should be an STL format when we go to export. So I'm not seeing it quite yet. All right, so we're going to cancel that. Let's try again. We are doing export selection. Let's do save as real quick. Let's see. Nope. Should be export selection. Now it should be in this version. And this is probably a good thing because I will show you where this is. So we're going to go into Windows. It may not be in this version. So we're going to go to our plugin manager. And we're going to look. Hopefully it's in alphabetical. So here's something called STL translator. Let's hope to God that's it. Okay. We're going to go ahead and load that. And we're going to rinse and repeat, export selection. And go back, rinse and repeat where this stuff is going. And let's see if we have STL. Okay, we have STL. And we're going to call this test print. And we're going to hit export selection. All right, so hopefully this will work. And really quickly, I'm just going to test it by using some software. So you guys may have to bring in, well, you are going to bring it for the animatronic class, your own laptops. So there's definitely some software you guys need to download just for 3D printing, especially for my 3D printer. You guys will probably be using my 3D printer now and then. So we're going to go either to Ultimaker or we can go to Mesh Mixer. Let's go to Mesh Mixer, and we're going to see if this will work at all. So we're going to go to Laser, and there's our STL. All right, so this is kind of a new feature for Maya. So you can see it's kind of dark black. I don't know if that is a good sign or a bad sign. I'm actually going to go to another software, Ultramaker. We may have to triangulate everything before we send it off, but let's go to Ultimaker Cura, and I also bring in the same file. All right, sometimes I bring it into Mesh Mixer first. Sometimes it comes in, has some issues. All right, laser test print STL. All right, and you can see it looks pretty good. It's just in the wrong format. So this is some information that we need to tell our printer. So some reason when it exports out, it doesn't come out correctly. So we have millimeters. It's saying 7.5 millimeters. So this is stuff that you need to tell the library. So if it's coming at 7.5 millimeters, you need to let them know it needs to be 7.5 centimeters. So the cool thing about using centimeter in the metric system is you can just say, I want this, make this is on 75. We're going to type in 75. And hopefully if we hit enter, it'll do it for both. All right, so, don't do that. This is just like Maya. Now, I don't know why it turned up black and Mesh Mixer. That should have been nice and clean. Yellow is a pretty good sign here that's going to work. And if you're going to use this in my office, you may not have to do anything. You may just send an STL to the library, but do have specific notes saying that this is 7.5 by 7.5 centimeters. So this is a little bit of a testing ground. This is why we're doing this. We're creating a relationship with the library. So right now I know it's going to my printer. This is my printer, so we're going to hit slice. And I'm just doing a standard quality. And we're going to preview it, and we're just going to make sure everything looks good. You can see the kind of the infill here, and it goes in down to the infill. All right, so 1 hour and 47 minutes. So we're going to save to the disk, and this is G-code. These are for our finger mounts here from other projects. Laser, and I'm going to go ahead and hit G-code template. All right, there's a whole bunch of crap that's going to be on my desk. Let's call this template, because I have a lot of stuff on my memory card. All right, a temp and scores Maya. All right, so we're going to go ahead and hit save, and I'll set this up. I'll take a couple of videos so you guys get to see what that is. All right, so that is for the 3D printing. That's how we go. You may not have to do any of this. You already have saved it as an STL. They probably will do the G-code for you. If you do need to do a G-code, you will find out what their printer is, which is not a Creality Ender 3 Pro. It's something else. All right, so we're going to be learning a lot in the next 2 weeks. What works, what doesn't work, make sure scaling works correctly. All right, so Mesh Mixer is a no-go. I don't know why it's turning up black. It's really kind of weird. Let's go inspector. So it still doesn't like, yeah, it just does not like Maya for some reason. So this is why we're going to be doing testing. Sometimes I send it through ZBrush and do other things. All right, so now what we're going to do is go to Illustrator and get this ready for laser cutting, which is also in the library. So we're just going to select everything, all our lines, and we're going to type in 0.0028. And I think that's the smallest line that you can do, and the reason why we do this is for the laser. All right, so you can see it's very small. It's actually really weird looking there. I'm not sure what's going on with that one. It's really weird. Pull that off to the side. Apple Z, because we want that the same. All right, 0.5 round. Basic. Huh. 0.0028 is what I got in my instructions here. All right, that was just weird. I don't know why it's doing that. 0.0028 basic. I think everything is correct. All right, so we'll just pray that it works. We also want to go ahead and save this out. So we're going to go ahead and hit Save As to my computer. And we're going to hit laser parts. All right, so I hit laser, and then we'll just call this Thomas _ temp. All right, we're going to go ahead and save Illustrator here. And then we want to save 2 files. And I'm not sure, again, we're going to learn either it's a DXF, we can export this out, export as, and we can keep the same name. And we want to do DXF right here, Autodesk. Hit export. It could be all kinds of things. It could be a DWG, I don't know. Hit export, hit OK. And then we're going to rinse and repeat one more. Export, and it could be a SVG. And we're going to go ahead and export. All right. We could be wrong on all this. So other things is that you can select this, and it used to be that this all had to be some sort of red for the older laser cutters, and it used to be a certain number of reds. So that could have gone by the wayside, but my concern is like what is going on with this guy, since it is just an outline and we did a 0.0028. All right, that is it. We're going to make sure you have thumb drives. This is part of the course, is having thumb drives. We're going to walk it over either to a library, or they may even have a drop-off online for the 3D printing, but definitely for 3D laser cutting, you'll definitely probably need a thumb drive. All right, that's it for now. I will probably put another video at the very end of this and showing the beginning and the end of the 3D printing. All right, so we have this printing, and I'm just going to kind of go in here, probably dangerously doing this, but you can see we're just roughly looking at this is at 7.5. We haven't got calipers on there. Later we will use calipers to kind of measure, make sure it's exactly 7.5 centimeters. You'll see this in about a half hour, and also about an hour, see how this is printing out.